Welcome to the dedication ceremony for the United States Army Officer Candidate School Arches.
Fort Benning is a unique place. It's my second time I've been stationed here. I can remember first time someone told me, move to the Arches. I can also remember when they talk about the commitment that the local community has with us. So we have USAA, a sponsor, a national level, coming down to be a part of something very special. Very small part, but big part of the United States Army, but also in a huge way our local community, represented here by the General Manager of Rivertown Buick, Bradley Williams, a man not only a part of the integral part of fabric of Columbus and the Phoenix City and Columbus and Fort Benning area, but as many of you know, Fort Benning is a unique place in that our borders don't stop at Columbus or Phoenix City and Fort Benning. We're all intertwined. It's a tremendous relationship. His commitment over the year and the numerous charities and organizations that him and his organization have been a part of, it is only natural that they would be here today as a part of this to represent our local community. Really, our good friends and brothers and sisters outside the gate of Fort Benning who are a huge part of this. Ladies and gentlemen, Bradley Williams.
Anytime somebody stands up to speak, I always ask myself two questions. One, why this guy? And two, how long is this going to take? So I promise it won't take long. And why this guy, as he said it earlier, sponsorship, right? Comes down to economics. But that was easy enough for us to participate in at the Auto Mall. We share a set of core values at that Auto Mall: is professionalism, teamwork, integrity, and transparency. Every one of our 300 employees, when they're hired with us, they're given a card, and they carry that card around with them at all times. They're taped to computer screens, and it's something that we follow every day in everything that we do. Whenever we work our car deals, when we deal with our military, when we deal with the civilians, it's a set of core values, and I think we share that, and that made that a no-brainer. Like many of you here, I felt the call originally to serve my country. As a junior in high school, I enrolled in the delayed entry program for the Air Force. I spent every day after that studying, planning, dreaming about what would come of that next adventure in my life. I thought about the places I would see, what I would learn, and the friends I would make along the way. A week before basic training, I had a motorcycle accident. I broke my neck, my spine, my ribs, my knees, and if you can believe it, for some reason I was not allowed to be in the military anymore, right? So as a civilian who has felt that need and that call to serve their country and had that ability taken away, I can't tell you how proud I am to be here today representing all 300 of those guys back home at the Rivertown Auto Mall and being a part of the legacy of the OCS and the leadership of the Army. Growing up in Columbus, I have felt that sense of pride my entire life. Every time I've driven past the gates of Fort Benning, when I see the men and women reporting for duty, I think of what that is what freedom looks like. When I look out here, I say, that is what freedom looks like. I can also tell you right now, living in Midland, I know what freedom sounds like. And when the artilleries are firing at midnight, sometimes I wish I didn't hear it at midnight. Right? Make no mistake, though, that's a small price to pay when you consider the evil in this world. And that it's our great military keeping us safe. That military, like all men and women, needs leadership. It's a basic human desire, the desire and need for a leader. Hitler and Stalin understood this importance when they invaded Poland in 1939. One of the first things they did was collect all the leaders of society. They collected the educators and the educated. The leaders were sent to the Gulag. The officers of the military were sent to the Gulag or executed. And it was in that shadow of that evil that the OCS was born. In 1940, General Marshall understood the importance of having a training facility for new officers. Brigadier General Singleton, Commandant of the Infantry School, established a plan to do just that. Later in 1941, Brigadier General Courtney Hodges revised that plan and presented it to Brigadier General Omar Bradley, and the OCS school was born in July of that year. Since that time, the OCS has instilled professional ethics. They trained the fundamentals of leadership, and they've evaluated leadership potential and commissioned all those who qualify. Earlier I said it's a basic human desire, the need for leadership. Life is hard enough. It's even harder if you choose to go it alone. And sometimes you find yourself with an empty cup and you don't know which way is up, and it's the men and women of the OCS that seek out those empty cups and they fill them with what they learn here on this campus, here at Fort Benning. Whether it's taking troops into battle or standing in front of me, helping them work a car deal and buy their first vehicle. My pride in the arches comes from knowing these arches do not necessarily represent the land that they stand on. They represent the men and women who pass through, and those men and women that keep my country safe, those men and women that allow me to go to bed as a civilian with my mind racing about how many cars I sold that day or how many people went through our service department, never thinking about all those who would take every freedom away from me if they had that chance. In some ways, they allow me to take that freedom for granted sometimes. From all those back at Rivertown Auto Mall, thank you for your service, thank you for all you do, and thank you for allowing us to be part of your history in this historic landmark. Thank you.